welcome to Good Morning Anambra Friday episode. Thank God it's Friday. All right, how was your night? I hope you had a wonderful night rest, just like we are alive today and kicking. Glory to God. And we are grateful to be counted amongst the living. And today is Friday, the 12th day of May 2023. How time flies. May is already in the 12th day. All right, we welcome you to Good Morning Anambra Show today. As normal, the program kickstarts with the press review. Let's begin with that. Welcome to the press review. The press review, we look at some of our national daily stories making their headlines, and of course on ABS website, and to see stories making their headlines there. But this morning we've been joined by two gentlemen, public affairs analysts, Imandi Ezenago. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Good morning.
We also have Chibike Nake. Good to have you this morning.
Good morning, Nandarambra.
All right, let's start with looking at stories making their headlines on ABS website. Man arraigned in court over harmful widowhood practices. Mrs. Soludo commends UNICEF for donating delivery kits to Anambra. Soludo promises to pay school fees for 2,350 students of Urban Girls Secondary School, Fege Onitsha. AIG Zone 13 Upo Olofo confident police winning war against insecurity. Ezenago, let's begin with you.
Soludo promises to pay
School
fees of about 2,350. It's a very welcome development, and it's also an avenue to show that he's making a great investment in the education, in Anambra State educational sector. It's a very welcome, and you know, when it comes to education, there are in two types, the basic and the tertiary. So this is the basic education that every Nigerian child is entitled to. Are you getting me? So paying the school fees for them is also is an avenue to encourage them to study hard, and also it has also helped the parents of the students that they have been relieved of the expenses to be made, and they can channel that to another, maybe to other of their children. So I think it's a very welcome development, and he should be applauded on that. That's to show you that he has interest in educational sector.
All right. Quickly, the next one. Nake, which one are you looking at in that platform?
Okay, let's look at the Zone 13.
And security.
The security, yes. Police winning war against insecurity. It's a welcome development. We want to commend the Nigerian police force. They are really trying their best lately. So we want to charge them that they should do more. Besides, security is everyone's business. So all of us are key players in the security sector. So we have to feed this security, the policemen, with information in any way we can as individuals, the citizenry, for them to do more in the security aspect. So we commend them for the effort they have been making to secure the lives and properties of Anambra.
All right, let's run the first paper for review, the Daily Sun newspaper. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Daily Sun newspaper. APC admits mistake in zoning of Senate presidency. Others, with riders there, urges aspirants to give party time to further consult. Pledges to response pledges response when President-elect returns from foreign trip. Microzoning to individuals wrong, undemocratic. Kalu, lawmakers will disobey party on day of voting if. That's Yari is warning. We also have other stories in front of that. NAS leadership, Igbo group condemns APC zoning formula. Party must avoid repeat of 2015 rebellion in Senate. That's coming from VATSA. And court reinstates Ebonyi deputy speaker, 8 other lawmakers, others full payment of their salaries and allowances. It's time for stock taking, Atiku tells PDP governors. Court delivers judgment in federal government suit against ASU May 30. Oshimbajo flags of Oguta Lake Orashi River dredging project in Imo with hope of economic boom. With a rider there, VP, CDS, Iwanyang, others hail Uzodinma over development program. Still in front of the Daily Sun, we see Imo APC chieftain killed by gunmen. Tinubu INEC to reply Atiku Obi over request for live broadcasts of tribunals proceedings. It will douse tension, promote transparency. That's CNPP talking. All right, okay.
Let's look at the APC claims they made mistake in the zoning of the Senate president. I want to tell you it is not a mistake, and it is very wrong for them to do that zoning, because we have Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba, and Yoruba has been the president, then Hausa, the vice, then they have no reason to give the Senate president to any other tribe that is not Igbo. So I want to say that their zoning formula is very condemnable, that we should not allow it, as it will cause more problem in Nigeria. Because Igbo people are a bit marginalized. Even many of the Igbo groups has been agitating against that their zoning. So they should reverse that their zoning formula to include the Igbo tribe in the governance at the federal level. So please, we want to advise the APC, which is the ruling party, to do the needful to avoid more tribal war and all those things.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to take on Osibanjo flags of the Oguta Lake dredging, and that it will boom the economy. It's a very welcome development in the eastern part of the country, and at the same time I want to also appeal that same should be done at the River Niger too. Because apart from booming the economy of the state, it also reduces flooding in areas. Because one of the reasons why we have high rate of flooding in our communities is that the waters exceed their banks. So in order to control it, the best thing to do is to dredge the river, so that when it rains, the water will not exceed their banks. It is when they exceed their banks that they have high rate of flooding in communities, and after they will say go to IDP during dry season, you come back rainy season. But once it is being dredged, the rate of flooding will reduce. So I think that since, and also they promised us that the second Niger bridge will commence very soon for vehicular movement. I also appeal that they should fulfill their promise.
Yeah, it was used during the festive period.
They just opened it, but now I think the roads that will join it.
They opened it for test running.
Yeah,
okay, let's run. The new National Star is next in our lineup. Let's see stories in front of the new National Star. Tinubu must be sworn in on May 29, says LP factional chairman. Describes Obi's agitation as impossible, unconstitutional. APC sponsoring Apapa Arabambe to destabilize our party, Abure speaking. Nigeria Air, how Buhari's government wasted $500 million on White Elephant projects. Lack of national carrier responsible for high cost of international tickets. Aviation experts are speaking. We also have other stories. I'm afraid Nnamdi Kanu may die in DSS custody, Ozekome tells Supreme Court. 22.44 billion naira spent on feeding 75,507 inmates. That's report coming from the federal government. Court sacks as Seplat Energy Management orders SEC to appoint replacement. Okay, that's just about it in front of the new National Star. Okay. You know, you made one side when I said something, when I mentioned the figure used in feeding inmates. I think feeding inmates of correctional center. Oh,
yes. It's quite unfortunate.
Okay.
But we don't have to, argue.
It's not million, no, it's billion.
Billions, and that's a very huge amount of money. But like APN, Labour Party factional chairman saying that Tinubu will be inaugurated. Must be inaugurated. Well, that is a political statement and an anti-party statement, because you cannot be the factional chairman of Labour Party and be saying that another party will be inaugurated when the case is still in court. Besides, that factional chairman is a product of the ruling government. That is why he is confident in saying that. Because if he really believes that his party, that he is the factional chairman, that their mandate was stolen, he will be making more effort to make sure that they reclaim their mandate. But as you can see, he has said that it is a must that he will be sworn in. We are not doubting that. He may be sworn in, or he will be sworn in, as he rightly said. But that is, an anti-party activity, because as a national chairman of the Labour Party faction, and you will be saying that it is a must that, so he is supporting APC, and there is no two ways about it. In fact, he is an APC man. They used him to destabilize the party. So that is it.
Okay. Yeah, coming to the feeding of the inmates, we don't know if it is for the past 8 years or yearly or quarterly. We don't know, but I'm telling us that you used over 22 billion naira to feed about
75,507
inmates. Is a huge amount that we can't explain. But coming to the Labour Party factional chairman, I want to ask a question. All this while, before Peter Obi left PDP to Labour Party, has there been a faction in Labour Party? Has there been? So the only thing is just that I believe that maybe this government, or let me just say APC, as in they want to take up power, and the factional chairman, I believe that he was sponsored by the APC government or by the APC party. Because moreover, the party factional chairman came out in existence after the February 25th general elections, and after when Peter Obi has petitioned the electoral processes at the tribunal. That was when he came out. So all this while, when the campaign was going, INEC giving the candidates the procedures to emerge as successful candidates, there was no faction. There was no factional chairman. We didn't hear of that. All of a sudden, it's wrong. So I believe that, and I'm also happy that he was named the factional chairman of the Labour Party, because I believe that, as far as it's concerned, that part doesn't exist in Labour Party.
All right, let's run. The Punch newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see stories in front of the Punch newspaper. National Assembly leadership, APC moves to pacify aggrieved aspirants. With riders, the rider, stop agitations. Party will revisit zoning formula. Adamu begs aspirant. Article relieves PDP's glorious days, says party moving backwards. Debt servicing hits $102 million monthly. That's a report coming from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Buhari Oshimbaja governors get 651 million naira hardship allowance. Customs sees sack of military uniform. Federal government sends foodstuffs to Sudan for stranded Nigerians. Lagos, naked man found dead inside car. Naked man found dead inside car. Fasoranti marks 97th birthday. Lament Nigeria's woes. All right. Let's see. The story is in front of the paper. All these millions and millions, and the federal government, I think 2 days,
Yeah,
3 days
yes,
ago,
they applied for a loan.
another
Loan,
loan.
yes,
How
yes.
3 days to leaving office?
2 days. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Adamu is begging the aspirant to shun agitation, that they will revisit the zoning formula. He don't have to beg them to stop agitation, because you cannot beat a child and tell him or her not to cry, because that is what he is doing. That you will revisit the zoning formula means that you are telling them you are not happy about the situation. In fact, I want to tell the Igbos or the Southeasterners that are in APC that they are just wasting their time, because now they are not being carried along. If you are begging them to stop agitation without revisiting it immediately, that shows that you just want to shut them up entirely, and that is permanently if they stop. So this is the way they are showing their aggrievedness, so they should allow them to do that. Then if the demonstration that they are doing or the agitation will make the party revisit it, they should do it immediately before they swearing in, because after the swearing in, the processes will continue and nothing can be done about it. So that's what I have to say in that. So they should keep on doing the agitation until something is done immediately without any further delay.
You
I want to.
Is it something on any of the
There are so many of them, but I want to pick
hardship
on.
allowance?
That's what I want to say. But
Nah,
I thought it was 65 million until I saw one at the side of 651 million naira hardship allowance for Buhari, Osinbajo, and governors. In the face of
in
the
this,
economic
because
crisis.
I think some days ago, about a figure was produced. They said that it was for the ex-governors for their pension and their gratuity.
okay, that
or
one is
whatever.
not part of the hardship allowance.
I
This one is
know. It's not part of what I'm trying to say. Is the way this government waste money. It's not spend. They don't spend. They just waste money. Hardship allowance. What is it for? What are they doing it for? If they should collect hardship allowance, what would the poor Nigerians do, or an average Nigerians do on
and they're
that?
finding it difficult to pay 30,000
Minimum wage, and also going on. We also go on strike because I think their case or their judgment will come up by the end of this month. The federal government and ASU, they are wasting all this kind of money. Just no infrastructure. In this government 8 years, we cannot even boast of one refinery. The old refineries that we had then were the ones built by the military. No civilian government has given us a good functioning refinery in this country, and they are wasting money. Now coming to that aspect of the next one, federal government sends foodstuff to Nigerians in Sudan.
Stranded Nigerians.
Yeah, that's another avenue that they will still give us
the figure will stay
figures. And another thing is just that this coming government should think of how we can pay the debts that we are even owing.
But come to think of it, sending money to Nigerians that are stranded, is it sending food rather?
Stuff, yeah.
Did they tell you it's food that they want, or is it to evacuate them from there?
You know, I think 2 days ago they said that another 254 students were evacuated to, and they are working on JAMB so that the students will continue their education in Nigerian universities. So you see, the stranded people there, food is not their problem. Most of them, their problem is how to come back home. And you know, in this kind of a thing, and another major problem there is the security. So the only thing is, I believe that this is also another means for another figure to come up.
All right, quickly, because before we move to the next paper, can we look at the customs seizing sack of military uniforms? You know, I don't know where their uniforms are actually produced, but for custom to seize sacks of military uniforms, I don't know, what is that actually telling you, Nake?
What it seems that military uniform should be seized, because I think military uniform are being produced also at the barracks. So moving it around that is an error, because you can, if you want to move the military uniforms, it should be at the barracks. And when it is being transported, so I commend the custom for seizing it, because that means some people want to use that uniform for something else. It is not on security issue, because if it is the security that want to use that uniform, it should be produced at the barrack or at the place that it will be given to the recruited soldiers. So moving it around, I don't think it's...
Let's move on the Daily Independent newspaper now. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Daily Independent. Nigeria's 77 trillion naira debt, calamity of highest proportion. That's coming from Pengasin. Nigeria's 77 trillion naira debt, calamity of highest proportion. Pengasin speaking. Buhari appoints AIG Garba Umar as advisor on security. That you can see on page 6 of the Daily Independent newspaper. 10th NAS, Reps Caucus vows to review APC zoning arrangement. NIMET alerts on thunderstorm activities in northern states. Seplat's crisis deepens as court orders suspension of MD, directors, secretaries. Supreme Court adjourns Nnamdi Kanu's case to September 14. PEPC adjourns pre-hearing on Atiku PDP petition to May 18. And the state governments to feed, accommodate their inmates, that federal government speaking, spent 22.44 billion naira on feeding 75,507 inmates. Okay, we've seen that before. 10th NAS leadership tussle, hold your fire. Adamu pleads as Iyare Kalo lead protest. Kalo asked APC to retrace steps or face revolt. APC sets aside suspension of Gemade, Shija, 5 others. PDP receding, let's regain its prime place, Atiku tells members. All right, a lot of stories in front of that paper, and I met alerts on thunderstorm activities. As I saw this report now, as I was coming to work this morning, I noticed that was Comprehensive Secondary School Northia. They are cutting the big trees in front of their schools. Because I noticed that sometime last year or last 2 years, a very big tree fell on that road. So it's a plus to us that we are, taking the bull by the horn to see that if peradventure the thunderstorm comes, it's not going to harm anybody. Okay, okay, Ezenag.
Let me go on that. Nigerians debt 77 trillion naira.
It is a big calamity.
As I said before this headline came up, I said that the coming government should start thinking on how to pay the debts that Nigeria is owing.
When they are writing
to
that's what I'm saying. That the funny part of
few days to
their few weeks, and the president-elect is not even helping matters. In situations when someone has been elected into an office but has not been sworn in, the person might be saying one or two things. This is what I would do. This is what I would do. And one of the major challenges Nigeria has is this debt. They keep borrowing and borrowing. In fact, it got to the extent that we have to exceed the limit of borrowing outside the country. And the last month that we borrowed was about $22 billion. That was before this last one, and it was shared in zones for infrastructure. But unfortunately, Southeast did not get 1 kobo from that money, and Southeast had to pay about $4.4 billion from that borrowed money.
Should I pay when you did not give me a
That is, they've already shared the formula, and the people that are to hold responsible to some extent are our reps member and the senate, because they are the ones that keep passing, approving, because if they don't approve for the president will not borrow the money. They are the ones.
They are sharing it among themselves.
All right, it's Good Morning Anambra Press Review. It's audience participatory. We wait your calls. The numbers are on your screen. Please call us and make your own input on the issues being raised here this morning. The issue of debt and still borrowing the more. And I think last 3 weeks I was on set here. They said each individual, each Nigerian is to pay like 400,000 naira. So each one of us is borrowing the money we did not even see. Or eat. Okay. You want to comment on any issue?
I want to comment on 2 things. One, the Buhari appointing security advisor at the verge of his leaving office. I don't think...
Omahi did his own.
Why are they doing such thing? It's uncalled for, because as you are leaving office, you have to be thinking about the next government to come in. That is leaving more debt for them, because although those their advisors will go with them because it is an appointment.
This country, one keeps wondering. I thought we should be what we should be hearing now is that there is audit going on.
Yes, going on. Yeah, they are doing appointments.
To this person, so many,
The transition committee is supposed to be set and be looking at the thing, auditing the government, but now you see they are still doing appointment. Today is 12. They will be handing over very soon this country. Then on the issue of cutting down trees, it's good to cut down the old trees, but that also is deforestation, because if you cut the old ones,
they're not cutting all of them. They are,
they are trimming it. Yes,
the branches.
Okay.
Actually, are the ones that one can easily
cut. But as they trim it, they should, make plans to plant new ones, because those old ones, like the one that you said that fell at comprehensive, it is because it is very old. That's why the thunder can strike it down. So if those ones that are very old, they should cut it down, because those ones were planted years back when we did not know. So they should cut those ones down, trim the ones that are to be trimmed, and then plant new ones.
All right,
that's why I commend the governor for sharing coconuts and all those things for it to be planted.
Okay. So on this day newspaper, let's see stories in front of this day newspaper. Okay, Adamu, we didn't consult adequately on zoning of NAS leadership positions. We have riders there. Admits responsibility, says party will reconsider position. Aspirant one opposition may have its way in 10th assembly. Yari North will take decision if zoning isn't reviewed. This injustice needs to be corrected, says Musa. We will challenge it, Carlo declares. Okay, Tambuwal, Atiku is incoming president, confident tribunal will restore PDP mandate. And ex-VP, I reassure you we will recover our mandate. That's a rider following that story. Court's action will determine stability of democracy, says Damagum. Okay, Staples crisis spirals out of control as court suspends CEO, chairman, others. With riders there, direct SEC to appoint interim leadership. Okay, and other stories in front of that. Access Bank expands global footprint, launches French subsidiary in Paris. All right, Nake, let's begin with you.
Tambu was saying that Atiku will reclaim their mandate, that he is the incoming president. PDP is not even in the structure, because we are debating between Labour Party and APC, whereas the APC is already planning their inauguration. So Tambua should just wait. They should even support Labour Party more, because it is Labour Party that have chances to become the president aside APC. So they should forget about it. Then the crisis has been meted, which is the zoning formula. They are still battling it. Nobody is happy about it, even myself, because it is marginalization and injustice to the Igbo nation. So they should do something as quick as possible so that the nation will not collapse or break into two, because this thing they did now will cause more problem.
Okay.
They did Muslim tickets in APC. Now that they are coming to zone the speaker to, and it's unfair now. They should consider it.
All right, let's run. Our time is fast spent. We look at the Nation newspaper quickly. Let's see stories in front of the Nation newspaper. APC chairman to aggrieved lawmakers, hold your fire. We've seen that in almost all the papers this morning. Free Kanu as parting gift. Ohanaeze tells Buhari. President Tinubu, others celebrate Fashorante at 97. 75,000 inmates feed with 22.4 billion naira annually, says federal government. Non-oil export proceeds to attract rebates, says CBN. Okay, that's just... Okay, Wike Makinde, others, Sean Pali with Atiku, PDP, this ex-VP laments parties decline. All right, quickly, let's look at that story.
I want to look at the one that Ohanaeze said concerning Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
You know, since yesterday they've been saying that
yes.
Ozekume came out to say that or to warn that he may die in in custody.
Yes. So, you know, Nnamdi Kanu has been freed. He has been declared that he is that he has to be discharged and acquitted. But the federal government still held him, which is very, very unlawful. It is against the law. It is against the judgment of a court. At first, when a court gives judgment, the first thing to do is to obey the court order. You obey the judgment, and they still held him back, seeing that they don't have any evidence against him. All the allegations against him were all taken down, and they still held me. And then coming again, they say that that Supreme Court is to September 14th for the same case of Nnamdi Kanu. Why September 14th? Why adjourning it to September 14th when the court has already declared, say that he's to be discharged and acquitted? You see, this government is not the government for the Southeast. They are marginalizing a lot. They are, and it is very, very unfair, because we all are Nigerians and we have equal rights.
Okay, quickly, Daily Trust, that's the last paper we are looking at. Uncertainty over multi-billion naira Abuja Airport runway project, with riders there. Criticisms trail fresh 3.4 billion naira consultancy fee. Stakeholders play delay in project execution. 65 billion naira budgeted in 5 years. Dangote refinery to cut fuel import. Evils of subsidy shortly. Pengasin. Tribunal adjourns article APM's motion to May 18. NAS leadership aspirants to not consulted before zoning. Okay, let's quickly wrap up with that uncertainty over multi-billion naira Abuja Airport runway. The manner with which billions and millions are being called on papers in this nation, I don't know. Nnake, quickly before we go.
Uncertainty over multi-million, well, I don't have anything to say about that, because the way, as you said, billions of nairas are being mentioned in this country baffles me. And I don't even see the need or the thing that those money are being used for. Yet, they are mentioning billions of naira for something. Yet, they still have billions or trillions of naira as debt. So they should cut their expenses or their SSCs and make sure that those debts are being paid, because I don't see what they are doing there.
All right, that's the much we can take on the press review this morning. We'd like to thank you so much, Chibuike Nnake, for coming this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
We also appreciate you, Imandi Ezenago. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right, do sit back. We have more coming up on Good Morning Anambra Show.